Welcome again. I'm Edith. Jibeli Bros Solar is a division of Jibeli Bros. We have been in the power sector for over 40 years. When we turned 40, we were like, let's do more than diesel generators. Let's go bigger. So we thought of solar, and we've been into solar for since 2017. This this timeline tells you where we started and where we are now, the things we've accomplished over the years, which countries that we are operating in. We have made it our primary goal to be your quality power supplier in the Middle East and Africa regions. And so on the next slide, anywhere that you see a flag is somewhere that you can find a distributor, a dealer, a client. Basically, it's our footprint. So it doesn't matter which part of the world you're in. If you need us, we will come to you. We will bring whatever you need to you at your doorstep. So yeah, just showing you the kind of work that we do. As a solar business, 6 pillars for supporting our EPC customers, because those are the people we usually work with. We also work with end users, so don't feel left out if I keep talking about EPCs, which are engineering, procurement, and construction companies. We provide product supply. I mentioned we are equipment distributors, so obviously we are providing products. We are also doing trainings like today and every other Thursday. The times are different because we are in different parts of the world, so we usually pick times that suit our time zones. But you can get all this information on LinkedIn. So you follow us at Jibeli Solar on LinkedIn, and then you'll be kept up to date with all of these different events that come up. So we do training, we do engineering support. If you have a project coming up, you call us, you send us your diagrams, we assist you, we help you choose the appropriate equipment and supply them to you and all of that. We also provide leads. We've been in the industry for so long that we have a plethora of customers. And so we provide leads. If a customer comes to us and says, hey, Edith, I need solar or I need, a PV diesel system, something, we just link our EPC customers to do the installations while providing the equipment. We also do referral to finance. So again, we have good relationships with finance bodies, financiers, developers. So then if the only thing stopping your projects from coming to life is finance, give me a call, or if I'm not the one handling your region, I could always introduce you to whoever is handling your side of the world, and then we can just help you with that. And my favorite is the fact that we provide after sales support. It is what I also am very proud of is the fact that we provide after sales support. And what this means is that our relationship does not end just because you finish buying the product. We will still be with you. We would help you through commissioning, through troubleshooting, through O&M, whatever you need, even after you bought the product, you can always still call on us and we will assist you and walk you through it. So it's like a ride or die till death do us part situation. So yes, these are the 6 pillars of our business that we provide to our EPC customers. So yes, so we're going to get right into GoodWe, our new partner who we are really excited about. And GoodWe is also a very big company. Their global presence is huge, much like ours. They also have a global map of all the places that they are in with their R&D centers and their branches and their subsidiaries and their production facilities. Yes, we are bragging, but we are not bragging for no reason. The thing is, we believe that in showing you these things, you get to understand the kind of people that we are and the kind of operations that we do. Investing in research and development centers means that we are focused on trying to improve on the products that we are providing to you. We're trying to improve on the technology. We're ensuring that every single product that comes out is of good quality, and it is going to bring customer satisfaction. So there's so many inverter sizes. Today we're going to be looking at the residential solutions um, of the GoodWe products, especially the grid tide. But over the course of the coming months, we're going to go to the different types. You can have a fair idea. And if you have any projects coming up and you want to look at which ones to work with, you can reach out and we can assist. So these are just like awards that have been received over the years, just to give you an idea that we are not playing. We've been getting awards since what, 2017. I mean, so yeah, so the after sales, GoodWe and really believe in after sales. There is all of this technical support that we provide in the many countries. And if you're in West Africa and you're wondering, oh my gosh, it doesn't look like we're really represented, we are. We have technical support in English, we have installer certification programs, we have repair service centers. If you're looking for anything and you're not sure because there's no dots on the map showing that this is provided, please just reach out and we will make the service available to you. So yeah, so this is the GoodWe portfolio, and this is like a cheat sheet. It tells you everything that's available at a single glance. So you would see that there's residential inverters from zero point 0.7 to 25 kilowatts. There's CNI inverters from 25 to 120 kilowatts. And then there's utility scale inverters from 80 to 25 kilowatts. Then there's single phase, three phase. So then you can tell just by looking at the graph if you're getting a residential, a CNI, single phase, a three phase, what voltage you're getting, is it a PV inverter, is it a hybrid inverter? So it's really like at a glance, whatever you're looking for, whatever information you need, it is right there. So it helps you as a client to have a fair idea which range you're interested in. Maybe you want something that's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You could find your sweet spot here. But always the stress is not on you to figure these things out. This is just so that you have an idea what's going on. You want to double check or fact check whatever is given to you. But the stress is not on you to figure these things out. You can always just reach out to your representative in your region and we will look at your system and tell you, okay, I think these options will be best for you, or these options are the ones you need. And then we will walk you through it until we can figure out what works best for your system. So you don't have to figure it out on your own. You don't have to cram all of this in your head. That's not your headache. Your headache is to have a great system, and our headache, well, it's not a headache, our pleasure is to help you achieve that. So we are going to get right smack into this. So I just want you to know that we are going to be mostly dealing with the PV investors today. So that's somewhere here, residential. We're going to be dealing in this range today. So if you realize I'm not speaking about other things, even though they're supposed to be listed, it's because we want to just delve into the grid tied residential inverters today. So yeah, the grid tied residential inverters available, PV inverters, are from 700 watts to 15 kilowatts or 15,000 watts. And they sort of look like this depending on the size. So this is the range. This is the new SDTG2 Plus. It's new, it's improved, it's awesome. Now we're looking at from this tiny one, which is 700 to 3,000 watts. It has one MPPT. To then you go higher to the DNS, which is 3.3 to 6 kilowatts, 2 MPPTs. Then we have this big guy who is from 4 kilowatts to 20 kilowatts with 2 MPPTs. Each one can go up to 150% oversizing. What this means is if you're doing 10 kilowatts, you can actually do up to 15. kilowatts peak of PV power. They're compact and they're lightweight, so it reduces the number of labor involved in installation, which cuts down on your installation costs. With this current economy, anywhere we can cut down on cost, we grab it. And also, the MPPT current is 15 amps per string, and it has AFCI optional. So if you are looking to order and you want AFCI, that is arc fault circuit interruption protection with your inverter, please let your support know that this is what you're looking for. For those who don't know what AFCI is, it is like I said, arc fault circuit interruption. What this means is that sometimes during installation there can be loose contact or loose contact or a break in a wire. And when this break happens, because of the amount of power coming in, the electricity jumps from one end to the other end over space. So there's no wire, but then it is jumping over the space between the two wires. And when this happens, it causes the temperature to rise. It could go all the way up to like 3,000 degrees Celsius in like almost the blink of an eye. And when that happens, fires can start. And because it is direct current, that means there's no break-in current, it would keep running, and then it's very hard to stop. So that is one of the crazy parts of having solar that is not installed properly. It could easily catch fire. So we always insist on having certified engineers do installations that we are supervising. We always require that there is double check to ensure that all safety regulations are observed and followed to the T. And we usually suggest that you have this enabled with your inverter. Again, please, if you have any questions on the course of this presentation, please just type it in the comments box. So it looks like a question mark comments bubble, and then I would see it and answer it at the end of this presentation. So this is a portion of your data sheets. Your data sheets for your GoodWe inverter look something like this. It tells you what you're getting with each inverter, the sizes, the phases, the MPPTs, the efficiencies, the weights. These are things that we usually look at when we're doing an installation. Of course, there are other things we also look at, but this is just to give you a snippet of what to expect in your data sheets, what you're looking for. This would help you know what your voltages you're working with is, your currents are, so that you can easily do your designs. Again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to the contact person in your region or to me, and I could do that introduction for you to make your work much easier. But yes, FYI, there is type 2 arc protection or surge protection in these inverters. There is so that's here. There's IP65 protection rating, so that means dust, water, air does not go into your inverter. There's these communication standards, which will be explained later on. It's compatible with high-powered modules. Well, these ones are, this one isn't. For usually residential, we don't really go with high-powered modules, so that's fine anyway. And and the efficiencies, which is much higher than the average on the market, so you'll see that soon. So this is just showing you DC oversizing. This is a graph that helps you understand if you oversize, how much you can get. Because the thing is, when you oversize your DC, that is your panels, how much you're putting on your roof or on your carport or wherever you're mounting your panels, if you oversize, it usually helps you to get more from your system because it will increase your yield. Because modules rarely, and when I say modules, I mean your panels, they rarely reach your peak capacity, especially if the angles are off. So when this happens, if you add a little more panels, then you're getting a little more. because even when you check on the data sheets of your panels, it will tell you how much to expect. Even though the rating is like 450, you might be expecting like somewhere 200 to 300 watts. So this helps you to get more from your system when you oversize. And the inverters allow that, because some inverters don't. Some inverters will not allow you to oversize more than the AC output. So increased yield again because of low startup voltage. What this means is that you end up getting a little more every day. For some inverters on the market, the sun has to come up to a certain period before your inverters will start. So even though in our part of the world the sun comes up around like 5:30 in the morning, your inverter will not start till around 8. That is averagely. But for these inverters, they start a little earlier in the morning and then they end a little later in the day. So what this means is that you get a little more yield than average, and then this would obviously increase your yield over time and reduce your cost of electricity over time, because they have an efficiency of up to 98.6% depending on the inverter. But what this means is that you will be getting more power from your system in the morning and in the evening. So instead of your system starting around like 8 in the morning, it will probably start maybe 6 in the morning. So you have like 2 hours of um, production. It may not be peak production, but it's still production, and this contributes towards your overall yield in the day and over time. And we're always looking at cost and cost benefits in these situations. So this is your single phase inverter. It has a built-in export limitation function. What this means is that you can couple your inverter with a current transformer, a CT, and then you'd be able to do your settings for export limitation. Of course, if you want to do your measurements of the load as well as what's coming from your grid, we would always suggest you getting a power meter. Or yes, we would suggest you getting a power meter and couple that with your CTs. But if you just want export limitation and that's it, then this is also great for you. And this is for the single phase inverters for XS Plus and DNS. So your single phase inverters have this option available. And for your three phase inverters, you would still need to get the meter as well and get the CTs, and then you can, do the export limitation. Of course, there's something also called a home kit. Don't worry, I will get into all the accessories later and explain to you what each one is, what the differences are, and what to expect when you do what. Again, if you have any technical questions, please just put them in the chat box. I have help in the comment section. I am feeling very confident. And so yeah, so besides the fact that it has built-in export limitation, which is very necessary in our parts of the world, because up until recently, we were not allowed to export the grid. Now, for those in Ghana, the Energy Commission is starting this project where now we will be allowed to export the grid. It's the net metering project. What this means is that you can apply to the Energy Commission for a net meter, and then they will come and install it on your property, and then you can export to the grid. It is almost that simple. And so just reach out to your installers or just contact me, and then I would help you get the process done. You can also do that on their website as well if you're feeling very proactive. So yeah. But for those of you in the other parts of my region who have not had this opportunity yet, we still do zero export limitations. We are not exporting to the grid, and this allows you to do that. So the inverters also have fanless designs. This is for the small residential inverters. Fanless means that there is no fan in there. Oftentimes, when you have a fan, that means you're getting noise, and then it increases the weight of your inverter. If it's a residential inverter, you don't need it to be that heavy. You just want it to be like chill enough, somewhere you can put it in your house and not be bothered by it. And this does exactly that. So it uses natural convection, so you don't need a fan, you don't need any extra cooling mechanisms. It does that with the room temperature. And it's compact and convenient installation. Like I said, this one, for example, is 5 kilograms. That's like a bag of rice, your average bag of rice. And it's very small as well, like an A4 sheet. So you can easily just lift it up, stick it to your wall or whatever part of the house you want to install it, and we are good to go. As opposed to other inverters in the market that are kind of heavy, like 10 kg, 20 kg, little bit on the high side. These ones are easy to manipulate. And so, yeah, just think about it. So these are the on-grid inverter's key features. First of all, you don't open the inverter. Everything that you need to have done on your inverter is at the bottom of it. So you don't need to open it. You don't need to expose it to the elements. Once you're doing your termination, you just stick everything in. So these are where your panels, cables are going to come in your inputs. Then you have the switches, you have the COM ports. So everything is here and everything is labeled. So again, you do not have to cram anything into your head. Everything is well labeled and there's a manual to guide you in the box of the inverters. So no removable parts during commissioning. You have dual MPPTs, which have multiple inputs. So depending on the size, you would have a certain number of inputs. From 4 to 10, you have 2 inputs, 2 MPPTs. Then from 12 to 15, you have 2 inputs, 2 MPPTs, 3 inputs. Then from 17 to 20, you have 2 MPPTs, 4 inputs. And then 25 kilowatts has 2 MPPTs and 5 inputs. So that's just what we're saying. So what this means is that you can be flexible with your string sizing and how many panels you can put on a string and how many strings you can connect to your inverter. And you get the option of getting your inverters with or without LCDs. So depending on your preference, maybe you're not really big on these applications and you want to just walk up to it and look at it and see what's going on, then you have the option with the LCD. And if you're looking at, you're kind of tech savvy, you don't really mind not having a screen, then, you don't have a screen. So it really depends on you. There's that flexibility. We have old school, new school, middle school. Everybody gets something that they need. And to configure the inverters or to commission the inverters, you can easily use your SolarGo application. For installers, please just send me an email and I will help you sign up for the installer certification program or the installer training program so that you can become more conversant with the app and all of these things. It will help you. Either way, we're still at your disposal if you have any questions. So, the inverter overview. High efficiency, more power, less heat, because fanless and very small and compact, and everything is working in there. Flexible design means multiple MPPTs. What this means is that you have multiple power point trackers, so you're able to get the most from your system because you're getting the high points of each string as your production. And then there's export control. So what this means is you can decide whether or not to export to the grid. If your region or your country allows you to export to the grid and get some sort of benefits from that, then this helps. And if not, then you can decide not to, but the choice is ultimately yours. And it's easy to install, it's lightweight and it's compact. So less people are involved, that means less money paid for installers, that means less money paid for installation, that means you're saving on your costs. And it's quiet operation. We don't want noise. We've passed the point where we have everything making so much noise, and when the light goes out, you're like, I didn't know the walkway this quiet. We've passed that point in our lives. So we have a quiet operation, and then there's the SEMS for free monitoring. So you can check this out on your phone or on your laptop, and you can easily monitor your system. So these are the residential inverter features of the GoodWe inverters. So now we are going to go into monitoring and communication, and then I can explain all the different accessories and communication devices I was talking about earlier. Once again, if you have any questions, please just put it in the Q&A box. It looks like a text bubble comment thing, and there's a question mark in the middle. So just put your questions in there, type your message, send it in the comments box, and then I can assist you. We can have a great time at the end of this presentation. So, monitoring and communication. This image is just to show you what you can get depending on if you're doing a single unit installation or multiple units installation. So this is for the multiple units. If you have multiple units of the SDTG2, which is the three-phase inverter, then you connect it to the Easy Logger Pro, which is a logger, and it allows communication as well. And then you connect that to your meter for export control and load monitoring. If you're doing a single unit, you don't need the logger. You could just get a dongle, it's like a USB thing. And this allows you to just like have internet communication, either 4G or Wi-Fi. And then you can do your load monitoring with the home kit I was talking about for single phase or three phase or a meter. So it really depends on your preference and what exactly you're looking to get from your system. So yeah, so this is the 4G module. It looks like this. It's a plug and play, very intelligent. It uses a SIM card. And it has protection, it's stable and reliable. You can use it for a wide range of applications. Basically, once you just have this and you configure it and stick it into your inverter, you don't really have to do much after that. You can easily monitor remotely your system from the SIMS and management system. So these are the features of the 4G module. It's easy to install, like I said, and it can support several operators worldwide. It's especially reliable in remote areas where there's little or no access to Wi-Fi. And so for off-grid systems or island systems or remote area systems, this is good for you because then you're not limited to without much have Wi-Fi, or if your connection is really unstable, this helps. It's very small, you can see the dimensions, and it consumes less than 4 kilowatts, and it's very protected. And my favorite feature is the fact that it works in a temperature range of 30 to 60 degrees Celsius. With this global warming thing, we can get really high temperatures like 37 degrees. And so stuff that used to be able to work in our regions now have issues because of the high temperatures. But this has a wider operating temperature range so that it can handle the fluctuations in our temperature. So then there is the Wi-Fi module. So like I mentioned, you can either get the Wi-Fi option or the 4G option. Wi-Fi option means you can connect to Wi-Fi, and 4G option means that you can connect to a SIM card. So also great, and remote upgrade of the inverter, and there is like it supports breakpoints transmission. So that means if there's a break in communication, it wouldn't mind waiting a while and then sending the information to you as you're monitoring from wherever you are. And your data is encrypted to ensure data security. We are very data conscious in these interesting technological times. Yeah. So I mentioned the home kit. Now I've also mentioned the meter. Personally, I was confused when I saw the two of them. I was like, why do you need a home kit? Why do you need a meter? What's the difference? Well, the difference is the home kit does monitoring and communication. The meter does monitoring, no communication. So with the home kit, you get your consumption in real time. You can do exports limitation controls. There's CTs for, you know, accurate measurement. So if it's single phase, then it's one CT on your one line, and if it's three phase, then you have three CTs for your three lines. And then there's the data transmission. So the home kit, in my opinion, would be a better option if you wanted a full monitoring thing, you wanted to see everything, you wanted to follow up on everything, and get communication. Then you do the home kit. So the 1,000 for single phase and the 3,000 for three phase. Very simple. If you forget, please give me a call. And so yeah, so these are like just the key features of each one, what to expect from each. At the end of this presentation, you will get these slides. You can follow up on your own. You can look at everything again. And if you have any questions, I put my email at the beginning. I will put it at the end. And you can shoot me a mail. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. I'm either Julene on LinkedIn, and then we can get to talking. So yeah, so then this is the smart meter. So the smart meter is for precise data collection. You want to collect data, you want to get what's happening on your system. Because if you check on this image right here, oh, I missed it. Yes. So you see the smart meter is connected somewhere here on this point. So you're able to get like proper monitoring of your inputs, right? So you can see what's happening from the grid and from your inverter to your load. So yeah, I'm just trying to let you understand what the meter does and how it is different from the home kit in the sense that the home kit offers that and it allows you to communicate. So once you have the home kit, then you don't need some other extra accessories. So this is what the monitoring platform looks like. Once you get the PowerPoint that will be sent to your mail after this presentation, you can take your time. You can click on this link here to get the demo version. So then you'll be able to go through the system, understand how the monitoring platform looks like, what the data means, etc., etc. But basically, it gives you an overview of your installed plans. You can easily find out if there's an alarm or there's an error on your system and follow up. And you can even check the generation of specific plants as well as your total generation. So it gives you an overview of what's happening. As an installer, you want everything in one place so that you can easily monitor all your different sites. You don't want to log in and log out of various monitoring platforms. So this accords you that luxury. And this is giving you the overview for a specific plant. So this one was for all your plants. So this is the portal. You can see everything. And then once you click on one of them, it gives you specific plant information. You have the overview, you have the link devices like your inverters or your batteries or whatever it is that's connected to your system. You can see the production on each one. You can measure the powers. You get weather forecast. You know, like you. Okay, well, you get weather forecast if you have a weather station installed. But the point is, it is available to you. And so this helps you to monitor everything, to have a good idea of what's happening on your plants, and to troubleshoot should there be an error. They also provide detailed graphs, and all of this helps with operations and maintenance after installation of your system. And like I mentioned earlier, integrated weather stations. It does not come with a weather station, but should you install one, the platform is already set up to accept weather stations and integrate it with the monitoring of your plant to ensure a seamless plant monitoring. And these are your additional features like alarms. So you can get your alarms in your mail. So sometimes, depending on the schedule of your installer, they may not be able to always monitor your plant every single day because the beauty of solar is that half of the time you're not getting alarms. You're like really chill, everything is going great. So the day that there's something wrong, you could set it up so that you could easily get an email that says, hey, go and check this out. Something is going on with plant A or plant B, and it's very easy like that. And you can do the remote monitoring right there and then, like stress free. And you can export your data to Excel. So if you want to share a report with your clients, you want to share with a friend, you can just download it and share it via Excel. And you can manage your organization's accounts, and you can get a geographical overview of where your plants are installed, especially for multinational companies that have plants all over different regions. It gives you an idea where you're most prolific, where you still need to, put in some work to get more. Yeah, so this gives you that in like bird's eye view. So yeah, I've spoken about the inverters. I've spoken about our companies, Jubilee Bros Solar and GoodWe. Now, Jubilee Bros as an entity is very big on after sales support. As a company, we've invested in technicians in vans, and we are committed to providing comprehensive after sales services round the clock. If you come to us and you get a system with us and you sign a maintenance contract, we are automatically on call 24/7 to assist you with whatever your requirements may be. What this means is that we are at your beck and call, literally. So our after sales is, comprehensive. There is providing you with data sheets or any information you need, manuals. We are accessible via email, calls. We do webinars and seminars. We have YouTube videos. We have a website with a ton of great information. We are making sure that you do not regret your decision to choose us as your partner in power. And we are making sure that we are providing you reliable and sustainable power at any point in time. So we do these things for you. So when you're coming and you think, once I buy this, I don't going to mind me, I need to buy another one. I mean, you may need to buy another one, but it does not stop us from attending to you and ensuring that your system is working at its best. So yeah, so thank you so much again for your time. I think I am done. If you have any technical queries, you can contact us on this email. And for sales inquiries, you can contact us here. If you have any inquiries for the West African region, please send me an email at edith.asante@jubileebros.com. And you can always look for me on LinkedIn at Edith Jimmy. And also, if you have any requests in the African region, not necessarily in West Africa, but you're not sure who to reach out, you can still reach out to me and I could assist you. If I'm not the one handling you, I could always introduce you to who. It is always my pleasure to bridge these gaps between supply and demand. So please, we are at your service. I am going to start looking at the questions shortly. I am really grateful for your time. And yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so it's loading, I think. Hold on. Great. So you will be handling both Huawei products in GoodWe. Hi, Albert. So currently in Ghana and Uganda and Nigeria, we have stock of Huawei products. So you can reach out to us and we can give you these products. And then, because right now this is a soft launch into GoodWe, we still don't have stock yet. We will be getting stock. We're just trying to familiarize you with our new partner that we have. So if you're still interested in getting Huawei products, yes, we do have stock. Please just reach out to me and I'll assist you. And for any questions, kindly click. Okay, cool. Yeah. So for more than two inputs or MPPT inverters, does it use fuse for protection? It uses two inputs and two MPPTs, but you want to use more than two. Could you please explain why you want to use more than two? SDT inverter work parallel? Yes, yes, it does. You can parallel more than one inverter of the SDT. That's why when you do that, then you connect it to the logger. I am not sure, but I think the maximum is six. Yeah, I think the maximum is six. Can you talk about the warranty of the inverters? That is really great that you're asking me this. I would have to ask Wycliffe to respond to this. About the warranty. Okay, great. So Wycliffe says the warranty is 5 years. You can see this in the chat. So please just refer to the chat. He's responded to you directly about the warranty. And yeah. Um, what about other BESS inverter? Is your PV inverter compatible with? Um, hold on, please. Um, sorry. For other BESS inverter, is my PV inverter compatible with them? I would have to check with the Wycliffe on that. If the inverters are compatible with, okay, so Wycliffe says that there's an approved list of third-party battery systems. So you can just shoot me an email, and then we can get you that approved list of third-party batteries that are compatible. Is the kit applicable or connectable with smart home system? The home kits, you mean for the GoodWe systems, or do you mean for other systems that are not GoodWe? Please specify. Um, okay. How about price? Is the price lower? Like I mentioned at the beginning of this is a new partnership. We do not have pricing yet. We do not have stock yet. This is just like a soft launch into this new partnership to try and figure out what your contents are, what you're looking for, what you're interested in, what you're excited about, what you're like, not really our thing for this region. So clearly your thing is the pricing. And so we will look into that and we will get back to you. Okay. So how do GoodWe inverters prevent reverse current when you have more than two inverters? I think Wycliffe will respond to you for this one. That how do the inverters prevent reverse current when you have more than two inputs or MPPTs? I still don't understand why you want to put more than two when there's only two inputs. So yeah. Um, In case of replacements, who will bear the cost of logistics? Okay, so Jubeli Boss, right? What we normally do is we usually have an agreement with our partners. So we will have stock and we will replace from our stock. So you do not have to ship it out and ship it back in. We would already have stock within the country or the region where you are. And so whoever you got it from, you just get it from them. They will replace it. And then we will handle that on GoodWe's end. So once GoodWe approves that this is a warranty situation and you can, replace it for them, we just do that so that it reduces the burden and the time lost. So it's like a JB thing. Yeah. Um, does export limitations require full internet available. So once during commissioning, you just put it in there. You put the settings, you put the parameters, and once that's done, you're done. So whether or not there's internet, your system is running with the specifications that you've given it. So if there's a break in communication, it just means that you will not be able to monitor it over the period of time that there's a break, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your system will stop working. I hope that answers your question. Um, is Huawei better than GoodWe Inverter? This is a very tricky question, and it really depends on what you're looking for and what you're trying to achieve. So you can show me an email, and then we can do the pros and cons on your projects. Yeah, let's do that instead. I don't think I'm going to say yes or no on this. Yeah, I think so. Now, for anyone whose questions was not answered, please just like put it in the chat box thingy so that we can answer them. And if not, I think we are done. Okay. So, okay, someone says, do you only do residential solar? No, no, we don't. We do residential, CNI, and utility scale, not just not just not just residential. It's just that today's webinar was centered on residential, but we do more than that. So depending on your project size, please just reach out to us, and then we can figure out what size works for you, what system, what you need, etc. Please send data sheet with all information. Sure, sure. Just shoot me an email. I think my email is in the chat. I'm putting it in again. So just send me an email with your request so I can respond. So this is me, Edith Asante at gmail.com. Or you can just shoot one to JB Solar, West Africa, Jibeli Bros. Jibeli Bros. All right. So thank you all so much for your time. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, and I will assist you. I will support you. I will be there for you. I will fight for you. Please